you ever procrastinate or get that like block on having to compose an email, write an Instagram post, get some help with a blog, get some content ideas, then this week's futuristic AI inspired episode is definitely for you. Hello, it's Emma Mills here and welcome to episode 212, which this week's episode is about OpenAI. It's a AI platform that was launched at the end of November, and I have dove in deep on this across Christmas, attended webinars, watched lots of videos, used it myself. And if for anybody that doesn't know, it was launched at the end of November. It had 1 million users signed up within, I think it was 4 or 5 days of it launching, and ultimately it is a chat tool that creates written things, written content, written text, whatever you ask it to write or create for you, written documents, it creates for you. I'm going to show you a little bit later in the episode. So it is an OpenAI platform that is currently free to use. I'm sure it's not going to be like that forever. The current iteration is ChatGPT 3. ChatGPT 4 is going to be launched later this year, I think. So clearly, I mean, we've all watched The Terminator. Like, these things are going to get quicker and faster. And whatever you think about AI, because clearly there is a lot of human, I guess, pessimism around the development of AI, because it's going to do a lot of things better than us at some point. It's going to replace roles and skills, but out of all of that, there is a use for it, I think, right now. This video is not going deep on it and the pros and cons and what it can do. I'm not a tech expert, but this video is a light version of how I think you can implement it into your daily life to make what you do a little bit easier. And I'm going to show you exactly how. So I think having this free tool in our lives currently, let's make the most of it. Let's let it do some of the legwork for us on those days when you need to create something and you just I love reading, I love writing. I'm definitely one of those kind of humanities people, but actually getting to, write a blog on the top 3 time-saving tips. Sometimes you just don't have the mental capacity to make it really, really good, and to have a starting point would be super helpful. And people that panic about what AI can do, I'm pretty sure in 2030, maybe it will be very, very different. But right now, and what we've got, so I have a copywriter that works with me. Now, in no way, shape or form, what I'm going to show you on some of the things it can do for you in writing emails or writing an Instagram post or writing a blog, in no way am I going to ever use this to replace my copywriter, because my copywriter gets my tone of voice, my PA's tone of voice. There's like the detail and like the points I want to put across, like they know me and MiTV and everything I'm trying to do better than anyone, better than AI. I'm fully behind that. Maybe you think I'm naive, but having somebody able to craft out what I want to say is a really invaluable skill for me. So this is not replacing roles, but this for me is when you need to do stuff in the day and you need a bit of help. I'm going to show you how it can do, because ultimately it's a very, very simple interface. You create a free account, you can ask it questions, you can ask it to write me an email to reject a job candidate, write me a blog post on 3 time-saving tips for entrepreneurs, write me an Instagram post on how to stop procrastinating. You can then say to it, once it's written you a post, you can then say, okay, make this Instagram post funnier, and it will rewrite it in a funny tone. Now, I'm going to show you just some of that. Now, I mean, there's people out there that have written whole sales campaigns with it. What it gives me, I think it gives you a great base that then needs tweaking and making better and making more specific to like your actually, like when you actually get into the psyche of your audience of, I know that business owners get overwhelmed at things that we all have the same problem with. I know what they struggle with each day, and I know the topics that I want to cover to help them. OpenAI can do that to an extent in terms of your customers' problems and solving them, but it needs your tweaks and tone of voice or your copywriters to make it really, really, like, for me, Emma-fied when it goes out. So I'm going to show you some examples. It can do loads of cool stuff. My boyfriend Joe used it to create the base of the copy of his of the new website that him and his business partner having done. So like all of his was about architecture and that it wrote the content for it and then they made it into their tone of voice some way, but it saved them loads of time of trying to think, right, I'll start writing through this. He used it for that. I think it'll be a really great tool in your tool belt to save you time, to it can create legal documents. Like that. There's a lot of stuff it can do. This is going to be a light version of MiTV to show you some things I think you should utilize it for week to week to save you time, and then get your copywriter or you or someone in your team to make it the Bob the Builder way of doing it, whatever it is or who you do it. So now I'm just going to show you a couple of examples of how we use it to save time and make life better. I am just wanting to run you through how ChatGPT can get you like most of the way there with your content. I want to say most of it, let's say 70-80%. This is not about just not thinking for yourself anymore. It's about if you get mental blocks, if you struggle to find the time, ChatGPT can do a nice job of getting you something to make in your own voice, to make in your business way and tone of doing things. So I'm just going to ask it to, let's be polite. So let's start. So please, can you write me a blog on the benefits of using a virtual PA? And off it goes. So as it's typing, now I haven't asked how long it should be, I've just asked for a blog. One thing I would say just while it's doing this is that Google, who are, I would suspect, a bit peeved with ChatGPT at the moment, because it is ultimately a search tool as well, and you can find lots of things from it that you might otherwise use Google to do. It will be able to detect that it is AI generated content without a doubt. So this is why it's also important to it gives you the framework or a baseline of doing stuff, but then you're going to make it into your way of speaking, your way of being. And also these are, it doesn't replace the fact that you have stories to tell, that you have experiences and things that you want to, that's how you connect with your audience, or it's going to give you the rudimentaries of it. So this is a nice enough blog. It's maybe it's like 500 words. It gives us some of the top 5 reasons why. So typically more cost effective than hiring in-house, flexibility, increased productivity, access to expertise. So if you've followed my PA for any length of time, then you're going to know that we like to do things friendly and fun. So I'm just going to put amazing, thank you. Please can you make this funnier and more friendly? Oh, sure thing. So here's more lighthearted take on the benefits of using a personal assistant. So imagine having a personal assistant who's always at your beck and call, ready to take care of all your boring tasks and all without ever having to leave the comfort of your own home. That's right, my friend. Welcome to the world of virtual personal assistants. This is more like it. So this clearly, let's look at some of the points as it putting it through. Number 2, VPAs are like the chameleons of the workforce. They can work from anywhere, anytime, giving you the flexibility to meet deadlines. This now is way more. And again, it's probably going to be only 500 words, but you can see how quickly I've asked it to create something for me, and it's done it. And as I mentioned in this episode, that content is great and it's going to create it for you, but it's you as an individual. It's not just putting it out there that counts. It's you and your experiences. So for me, ChatGPT is a really great place to get you most of the way there, and then you can make it into your amazing way of being, an individuality and who you are. Hope this helps. So I hope these examples were really helpful of just some ideas, I think, that it can save you time and money in your business to get some content written for you to then make better and improve on. And for anybody that's, on some of the webinars that I've watched, people have asked questions in by well, actually it's going to be written content is going to be more prolific than ever, because people can just type a question into ChatGPT. It's going to throw it out for you and they're going to be posting it. And so for sure in 2023, written content is going to increase tenfold, because it's just going to be at people's fingertips to be able to produce it really, really quickly without even having to think about it. However, I don't think that is not a thing to worry about. For me, what's going to rise above all of this content that comes out and people trying to differentiate differentiate themselves is that more than ever, people will be interested in you and what you have to say and your ideas and leadership. So, this is not just about, okay, you have to do videos, you have to, whether you are a plumber and you are just leading the way in advice and value, whether you are a business coach and you are putting out blogs and material and videos and emails to help your customers, people that are going to rise above the noise and the busyness of people putting out more written content. I mean, I can imagine people are going to be using this to create LinkedIn posts like nobody's business, like blog posts on their website, but LinkedIn posts are it's going to get busier and busier and busier. And so the way to rise above this, the strength of you and your personal brand, of you and your business's brand and what you bring to the party and your ideas and thought leadership are more important than ever. So for me, this is nothing to worry about in 2023, AI and ChatGPT and what it can do and what it might replace. For me, it's a value add to make your content creation a little bit quicker. I'm going to use that for quick internal stuff. My copywriter still knows me better than anyone and puts out the most amazing copy. So for me, it's just going to be a value add to getting things done quicker and faster, and our clients having a PA or a dedicated PA team who can use this and make their work faster as well. And so it's going to be a complementary to everything else you're doing to make your business different with you, with your brand, whatever that is in yours, to everybody else. So it's definitely not anything to worry about. The smart people are just going to embrace it, use it, and get their head out of the dirt and into the clouds. So I hope this week's episode, if you didn't already know about ChatGPT, Chat G for golf, P for Papa, T for Tango, just be clear, has been helpful if you didn't already know about it. And I will see you next week for a much less technical episode of MiTV on episode 213. See you then. Bye bye.